Hey, happy Wednesday morning. Thanks for joining us on a cold and snowy day here across the Front Range. I'm meteorologist Chris Bianchi, and by the way, it's also snowy throughout most of the state as well. We'll get you a full update about what you can expect for the rest of today, as well as these really cold temperatures, maybe a little bit maybe undersold with everything that's going on right now, is how cold it is outside. Sub-zero wind chills, and those temperatures only fall throughout the rest of our day today. But those headlines, as I mentioned, we've seen some of that light snow. That will continue throughout the rest of our day today. We could get a burst of some heavier snowfall. I know a lot of us have not seen a ton of snowfall yet, probably about 1 to 2 inches for most of the immediate Denver area so far. But we've probably got a few more inches to go, especially into the foothills and areas north of Denver. So again, so far we just haven't seen a ton of that accumulation here in town. But we can show you the headlines right now. Again, we do have the potential for a few more inches of snow, especially to the north and to the west of Denver as we head through the rest of our day today. It's very, very cold outside, and as I mentioned, that is another big part of the story as well. So winter weather alerts throughout the state right now. We do have winter weather advisories for the Denver area, and for the immediate metro area, we do have winter weather advisories for about 2 to 5 inches worth of accumulation. In total, I would say that most of us will end up closer to 2 inches worth of snowfall. Then as you get north and west of town, about 4 to 8 inches worth of snowfall, although at this point, even Fort Collins and some of the more snow-prone areas, or the areas that will probably do the best out of the storm, looks like we're going to be on the lower end of these ranges. Meantime, into the high country, boy, it is just coming down. We actually have a snow squall warning that is in place over the western slope as we speak. HD Doppler radar showing us a fair bit of that snow streaming on in from the south and west. Very strong jet stream just pumping in moisture out of the south and west. That is why we're seeing just tons and tons of energy really being kind of funneled at the San Juans, as well as north into the flat tops, the West Elks. That's where we're getting the heaviest of the snowfall. But closer look in here at the Denver area, honestly, not a ton. I was just outside a few minutes ago. It is what I term meteorological. Flakes. I doubt we're getting much that is sticking at all at this point. So and it's just very, very light right now, but we will get a surge of some heavier snowfall, and it's because of this. We've got a secondary kind of piece of energy that's streaming its way through southwest Colorado. This is eventually what's going to reach us here in the Denver area and bring us some heavier snow this afternoon, and probably some more accumulating snow this afternoon. But in the meantime, we do have a snow squall warning from Grand Junction, Grand Valley on east through kind of Rifle, and so careful out there. And by the way, you might notice there on HD Doppler radar that we do have a little bit of lightning that is working its way through what looks to me like Moffett County there in northwestern Colorado. So again, if you're traveling to Glenwood Canyon, by the way, snow squall, what it is, it's a burst of snow and wind. It creates blizzard-like conditions for a short period of time. You can go from really light snow into one of these snow squalls, and next thing you know, bam, you're in the middle of almost whiteout conditions potentially, with visibility that can be as little as a tenth of a mile, quarter mile, so it makes travel really, really difficult. So long story short, avoid I-70 between Grand Junction and Glenwood Springs right now, because it does look very nasty out that way. Now, as I mentioned, we're not done with the snow yet here in Denver. I know I've gotten a few tweets, a few comments, where's the snow, those sorts of things. It's still, it does look like we're going to end up on the lower end of these ranges, I will say that. But B, we do have more snow to go, and it will arrive this afternoon, probably between about 2 and 6. So again, for now, we've got a lot of dry air that's kind of being mixed into the picture, and that's keeping us, for now, on the calmer side of things. But as we get into the afternoon, 4, 5, 6 o'clock, we do have some heavier snow that'll work its way into the picture, and that could disrupt the afternoon commute. And by the way, I know the morning commute was a bit of a mess this morning, and it's worth noting that even though we don't have exceptionally high snowfall totals, it's worth noting that it doesn't really matter how much snow you get. It's often those underlying conditions. Last night we had a little bit of rain, a little bit of ice, and we got some snow on top of that. That's making those roads really nasty out there. So again, even though those snowfall totals are not particularly impressive across the metro area so far, we do have enough snow and ice out there that is making travel quite difficult and quite slick as we speak. Meantime, by tonight, the snow, once we get that secondary surge this afternoon, once we get past that, the snow will come to a close for us pretty quickly this afternoon and this evening across the Denver area. And then tonight and early tomorrow, we should see some peaks of sun start to work its way into the picture. Tomorrow morning, it's just going to be really cold for us in the Denver area. Meantime, in the San Juans and as well as into the West Elks and the Sangre de Cristos, the snow will stick around for the next little while, and then by tomorrow night, still snowing in the mountains, but in the Denver area, we're going to be long done with the snow. So another, I would say, 1 to 2 inches likely for us across most of the Denver area. Meantime, into the mountains, still got a ways to go, perhaps another 3 to 6, 4 to 8 inches worth of snowfall for most of us. Then you get down to the San Juans and the San Cristos, 10 inches plus, looking likely on top of what we've already seen for many areas down that way. Closer look in here at the Denver area again. We've got this secondary burst of snow between about, again, 2 and 6 this afternoon. That'll bring another inch or two of snow for us this afternoon. Again, these snowfall totals, I know they're probably not going to impress you all that much. What I do mean to say, and what's really important to take away from this, is that the afternoon commute is where we could see, again, enough snow that it's going to make it pretty slick out this afternoon and early this evening. So it's a good work from home day. If you're a boss or you got some employees and they've got maybe flexible schedules, this is a good day to say, hey, you know what? Just stick it out at home, enjoy the snow. It's also really cold outside, and that's another part of everything. And speaking of the cold, wind chill advisory does include Denver. Wind chill values as low as -20 until 9 a.m. tomorrow. And then you got on the far eastern plains wind chill warnings in pink, and that's where you could see wind chill values as low as -30. So it's really, really cold outside. Current wind chill in Denver at DIA, -10. Downtown probably closer to about -5. Long story short, it doesn't exactly matter how you slice it up. It is really cold outside, and you definitely want to be inside. And just, again, it's a good day. Just kind of, I don't know, if you're inside watching 9 News Plus and in your sweatpants, you're doing the right thing right now because it's just so cold. You don't want to be outside, plus the snow. It's just not all that pleasant. 6 degrees right now here in Denver. Worth noting, 22 hours ago, at 11 a.m. yesterday, it was 60 degrees. So that is a full 54 degree temperature drop in about 22 hours. Only in Denver, right? Northeast playing some spots almost down to 0 degrees at this point. Now it's much warmer though. That's where we're getting that southwest flow. We got an Arctic cold front, a shallow cold front that's keeping things pretty cold. By the way, fun fact, if you look at this map, of course, Leadville, highest city in the U.S., about double the elevation of Denver and about 19 degrees warmer at this hour. Cold, dense air, it's heavier, so it sinks down towards the surface, and as a result of that, it can't go up over the mountains. And so that's why in Leadville it's so much warmer than the plains. At this point, that cold, shallow air mass kind of stuck on the plains, and it can't go up and over the plains because it's so heavy and dense. 24-hour temperature change, Denver about 44 degrees colder than this time yesterday, and I cannot wait to see this map come 11 a.m. because that is going to look even crazier than what it is right now in the mountains, about the same, thanks to that, again, Arctic air mass that cannot go up and over the continental divide. Wind chill forecast, you think it's cold right now? Those temperatures and those wind chills only drop as we head through the day. And by the way here, folks, when we talk about the wind chill, that's what you actually feel on your skin. That is the number that matters. That's the number that your skin feels as you step outside. That's the number that matters in terms of frostbite, actual exposure, real elemental impact. So again, wind chill is more important than temperature. Notice these wind chills, by the time we get to tomorrow morning, colder than what they are now. Could be talking about some, again, -20, -30 stuff in terms of those wind chills tomorrow morning. It will clear on out. That'll allow those temperatures to drop and also those winds to kick up a little bit. So again, very, very dangerous cold, but then by Friday, by tomorrow afternoon, it should be fine. Maybe still pretty chilly for Friday morning, but not nearly as bad as what we're talking about right now and through tomorrow morning. Once we get past that, though, here, folks, much better. Temperatures back into the 50s for us, mid-50s. By the time we get into the upcoming weekend, early next week, we'll be in the low to mid-50s. We do have another storm system shaping on up for the Wednesday, Thursday timeframe. Still a little early for details. At this point, it looks like the mountains will get a fair bit more in the way of snowfall compared to the plains, but we'll keep you posted with the latest on that. But again, top line takeaways in terms of what we're seeing right now, what we can expect as we head through the next few hours. Light snow for now here in the Denver area. Mountains, heavier snowfall. Snow squall warning continues for the next couple of minutes up by Grand Junction. That burst of snow will eventually move its way into the Denver area between about 2 and 6 this afternoon. That'll bring us a surge of some heavier snowfall, and then it will be done for us in the Denver area. It's just really cold throughout the day. In the mountains, the snow sticks around through tomorrow, especially in southwestern Colorado, where we could see an additional 10 inches plus of accumulation by the time that comes to a close on Friday. So hopefully it gives you a good idea about what to expect throughout the rest of the day. We'll be with you here on 9 News Plus with continual updates throughout your Wednesday about the snowfall and what you can expect. So stay with us here on 9 News Plus for the latest on this snow event and also these really cold temperatures. Once again, I'm 90s meteorologist Chris Bianchi, and have a great rest of your Wednesday. Yeah, I can put it up.
Yeah. Probably somewhere in here. I just don't know where. Oh, this is
and the Ukrainian
Hey everyone, happy Wednesday. 9 News meteorologist Greg Perez here on a very busy Wednesday, that is. Temperatures right now in the single digits, all thanks to the winter storm that's moving through the picture. We are going to be getting a little bit more snow, and it's only really moving into the picture in a very light fashion now. We had that first burst of snowfall between 4 and 8 o'clock this morning. That brought us about 2 inches of snow for some regions, especially along the Front Range and foothills. A little bit more so in the high country. But of course, as we head through the rest of today, we're not going to be worrying about a whole lot more snowfall, probably about a half an inch to an inch for the Denver metro area and beyond. But let's take a look at those temperatures because it's certainly on the chillier side of things right now. Temperatures in the single digits for most regions out towards the north and east, Greeley and Denver at around 6 degrees apiece. Very, very chilly. Today's one of those days where you'll want to stay indoors and enjoy some Netflix and relaxation time. Fort Collins in the single digits. As you're getting into the high country, actually a little warmer. This is what we call temperature inversion, when temperatures at the lower levels of the atmosphere are actually cooler than temperatures at the upper levels of the atmosphere. So 32 degrees in Kremlin, 35 in Eagle, but they're still getting a decent amount of snowfall right now. Here are the snow reports a little bit closer to home around the Denver metro area, around portions of the foothills, of course, north central and south central Montana. Grant at around 4 inches of snow, Buckhorn Mountain just shy of that, Longmont anywhere between 2.5 and 3 inches of snow. Meanwhile, Westminster around 1.5 inches of snowfall so far. We're still under winter weather advisories and winter storm warnings. Winter storm warning in effect for northwestern and southwestern Colorado. Anywhere between 10 inches to 24 inches of snowfall possible there. Meanwhile, Aspen 6 to 12 inches when it's all said and done, just shy of that as you're getting into Frisco. The Denver metro region around 2 to 5 inches, gusts up to 45 miles per hour. Here we go though. This is the HD Doppler radar. Right now we're expecting a little bit of flurries out towards Denver, some heavier snowfall down towards the south and west, even some thunder and lightning in the lower elevations down near Durango. But what you'll notice is it's coming from the south and west, and when that precipitation travels over the mountains, what happens is sometimes it downslopes as it pushes into Denver and across the plains. And when that precipitation downslopes, the air that's surrounding it warms and dries. And that's why when we have a southwesterly flow and when that precipitation comes in from the south and west, when it crosses over the mountain range, it has a very, very hard time continuing with its precipitation rates as it pushes into Denver. And that's once again all thanks to that downsloping effect. And because of it, we're only going to be getting around 2 to 5 inches when it's all said and done. By around 6 o'clock tonight, some spotty snow showers are expected to continue for Denver. Heavier snow showers out towards the west, but it's not a very organized system. And we're not going to be getting a whole lot of lift. And I know meteorologist Chris Bianchi talks about this a lot when we get the lift. And when we do get lift, that's when we're expecting some heavier precipitation totals. You combine that with a low pressure system down towards the south and east, which causes a little bit more upsloping effect, which cools and condenses the storm, and that in turn creates more precipitation. From Thursday morning into Thursday afternoon, look for that system to stay well to the west and continuing to bring snowfall from Glenwood Springs down through Aspen and Montrose and Telluride before clearing out by Friday evening. This is how much more snow we're likely to be getting on top of the totals that we've already received. Denver, not a whole lot more, maybe half an inch to an inch when it's all said and done. Nearing 1 inch to 1.5 inches near Fort Collins and Greeley, a little bit more so towards Winter Park and Vail, about 2.5 to 5 inches there. Aspen and Leadville around 3 to 6 inches. Telluride, though, taking the cake, another inch of snowfall possible. Zooming in on the Front Range, though, and pushing into the high country, Granby about 1 inch to 2 inches. Same thing goes for Frisco. Fairplay looks like it takes the cake through this afternoon, but Denver just shy of 1 inch of snowfall there. All right, let's take one last look at the 7-day forecast. It is going to be very chilly today, another really chilly day tomorrow. Even on Friday, temperatures only topping out in the upper 30s, well below average for this time of the year. And then we'll warm up into the 50s on Saturday and Sunday, making for a picture-perfect weekend ahead. All right, everyone, you can expect these updates, once every hour or so as we head through the rest of this morning and into the afternoon. Of course, I'm going to be on at 10 and 11 o'clock in the morning, and that's going to be on 9 News. We're going to be doing live cut-ins on the storm and, of course, on breaking news as well. And, of course, we're going to be keeping you updated both on air and online as we head through this afternoon and pushing into this evening. Here are the main themes, though, especially for areas around Denver. We're going to be expecting about a half an inch to an inch more when it's all said and done. Nothing crazy, but still something to keep in mind if you do have the opportunity to stay inside. I encourage you to do just that. Overnight low temperatures tonight, very, very cold, dangerously cold, some could say. Wind chills will be below freezing. Low temperatures at around 2 degrees. High temperatures tomorrow only in the teens. And then we rebound really nicely as we head through the rest of this weekend. Alrighty, everyone, that'll do it for me. I'll see you in about 20 minutes on 9 News. I'm going to be doing a live cut in there. I'll also be having one at around 11 o'clock. And stay tuned on 9 News Plus. Meteorologist Chris Bianchi and I, and meteorologist Lauren Robinson, we're going to be breaking down the latest updates on this snow totals. All right, everyone, have a great rest of your day. Stay safe and stay warm.